Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I am doing another VOD. This is for Kazu. I am having to basically record this out of stream hours, so essentially this is might be a little bit of a weird one. I'm really sorry if you can hear any noise in the background as well. We do currently have builders in the house. I basically just need to get this recorded before before it all resets, like when the update happens later on today. So I'm just going to quickly come and do this VOD for Kazu. Kazu is an absolutely lovely member of my stream, and I love obviously seeing them in my chat pretty much every single every single time I stream, basically. Once again, you can get your own VODs. They offer 5,000 channel points, and I do them on Mondays. I will only do them on Mondays unless if something comes up, basically, and I end up recording them off stream and stuff like that. And then I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, where you guys can just watch me play or just come and chat, and I'm always happy to answer questions and stuff. So Kazu, I don't know what rank Kazu is at the moment. I tried to contact them just quickly before the VOD. Sadly, I don't know. I know from the last VOD that we did, Kazu was silver, I believe. So I've silver PC from what I remember. So we're just gonna go ahead and just basically watch the VOD. We're on Kiri at the moment. Now, obviously, I don't know a lot about Kiri. However, Kazu has informed me that they will be switching to Mercy at some point. So that should be good. But I could try and help out as much as I can with what's called with the Kiriko. Looking at our comp, obviously Mercy could work in this comp, specifically damage boosting the Zarya and the Cassidy, but it's alright. So we have ourselves a Pharah, and we're going up aggressive already. Nice TP though. I'm sad on the miss of the Zuzu, but it's okay. I love the positioning right now, though. This is really, really great. Nice spam on the Rhine. I wouldn't TP there just purely because this is kind of a game knowledge thing where it's if you know your Zarya is low and obviously is at this point, the Rhine can actually pin you off the maps. But it's alright, it's all good. As we end up attacking the bar a little bit. I like the aggression right now. I would just have TP'd out there, literally, because at the moment you're full HP, so you don't need to use your Zuzu here. I would try to say try to save Zuzu as much as you can for when you desperately need it. So there you could have just TP'd out to your cast. You would have TP'd out probably to about here, and then it allows you to basically kind of flick in a little bit if you need. But it's fine. So obviously heal up Cass. Sad with a Mei. I feel like if you had your Zuzu you could have helped there, but it's alright. Everyone I think is just gonna back off. I love the new Kiriko skin, by the way. This is the first time I've seen it in games. This is kind of nice to see. Nice, obviously you did a little bit of spam as well. I just work on a little bit with the Kiri aim and stuff. Make sure you're actually trying to aim at someone. And what are we doing now? Okay, we can't help Lucio, so that's fine. Take a little flank. Nice for going for the health pack. Because I think, yeah, you need to go and help your team now. Nice, Zuzu. That actually hit, which is kind of nice. Sadly can't do anything for your cast. And yeah, I'd look to... Nice CP. I'd look to switch now just purely because... So, if people don't know, people have a massive tendency of just to sit there and think, oh, because my team's getting rolled by a pharmacy. Okay, as a support player, what can you do? And obviously, I think the majority of people watching this will be Mercy players. But anyone that isn't a Mercy player, or is playing, maybe you want to play a different role and stuff like that. If the enemy team has a pharmacy and your hit scan is struggling, be sure just to switch to Mercy for them, or ask someone to switch to Mercy for you, because it'll make your life 10 times easier, and will hopefully kind of make the Pharah play a little bit more passively. I bet so good. We just need to be a little bit more active here. Nice Zuzu though. And yeah, okay. This whole thing is just a little bit of a mess, it kind of feels like. As you said, I can't really comment too much on the Kiri stuff because obviously I don't really play Kiri. Oh, but we switched to Mercy now. So this is kind of where I can come into my element. And obviously we know we're going to be pocketing the Echo here. But obviously we have really good damage boost with the BAP, with the Ramattra. Even with Mei a little bit as well if you want to. Love the healing, and obviously with the damage boost as well on the beam. Really, really great. Lovely heals on the BAP. I love this high ground rotation. Lovely, lovely. Nice res as well. And then going straight up and out of the way. Very, very nice. And you end up capping it as well, which is great. Your Ram did die though. I just want to quickly just rewind this just to kind of watch it from a third person perspective to see what happens to your Ram. Whether you just overextend or something. So this is great. Lovely peel for your BAP. And then I love how you rotate up to this high ground. This is beautiful positioning by you. So Ram goes into Nemesis while obviously ult's going on. Okay. And you go for the res right now, don't you? Yeah. Nice. I would have maybe like tops up the ram a little bit before you go for this res, just purely because there was like a time where you kind of like started dropping. Literally, as you're doing this, just kind of try to pop your beam on the ram if you can. I'm guessing he's gonna get, yeah, he gets fire strikes, so there's nothing really you could do there. I just want to see it from a perspective since I didn't really see what happened. Once again, lovely positioning. I'm gonna go back to you now we've kind of like caught up. I love your use of high ground, so this is really, really great. Lovely help with this Mei. Just while you're doing this, just remember to obviously keep an eye out for your echo. You need to try and like stay attached to your echo as much as you can. So I love how like you drops like down here, but while you're doing this, be sure that you still have eyes on your echo on the just in case, especially if she wants to go and fly up and attack someone. Lovely damage boost. Even when echo's like weak and stuff, I love that. Lovely use of cover. Okay, you need your beam to be on your echo though, because you very much didn't have your beam on for like a little bit of time. I love the damage boost though, it was great. Lovely positioning again. Don't think you could really do anything for your BAP there. Nice position again. I love how safely you position, it's great. I'd stay there though. There's no need for you to drop here. Oh, actually no, you can because there's a Reaper here. Sorry, I actually didn't hear this Reaper. I don't know if it's because the sounds are on. Like I'm on, so I recorded this on my alt account compared to my main account. So obviously I didn't see the Reaper. But honestly, nice that you dropped that Reaper. I didn't hear him on my thing. Obviously now you can rotate around, which is nice. I like this spout while you're engaging and stuff. Perfect. I wouldn't rotate through the point here. Like if you need to get to your echo, literally just kind of like try to keep your beams like on your Archer, and then as you come around here you'll be able to see it and you can GA and then be around here. Like because you flying through the point specifically with like all these people, you're going to take a lot of spam damage, which you don't want to, because if there's enough targets on you at one time, then you probably would die during this rotation. All right, so especially because you're in Valk as well, you can just like fly around like this and then get out to where you are. But where you are positioned now is really, really good. Nice heals on the echo. Obviously looking out for the Rhyme, which is great. Just unfortunate. Nice rotation. I would have just gone straight for the res. Okay. This is a bit weird. Okay, let me rewind it a bit because I wanna kind of like commentate a little bit on what happened, right? So this, you can play lower here because so I found that I love how you're positioned. You're playing very safe. But there are some points where you need to be a little bit more aggressive. And what I mean by that is kind of like take a little bit more of an aggressive, more like of an aggressive position at some points. Because, for example, like I love obviously that you're using all these high grounds. This is great. And obviously hopping all the way like back here and stuff like that. But also try and think to yourself, like, because obviously I know you're putting your own survivability above everyone else, which is great. But I feel as though you're kind of prioritizing that a little bit too much. So try to kind of like make sure that you want, obviously you're in a safe position, but you can still help out your team. The scenarios like this, for example, where you can actually be a bit lower like here, because Ryan can't touch, because obviously Ryan's jumping here. Ryan normally can't touch you when you're about like this height. And being at this height means that you can like keep hold of the beams more than being all the way kind of up here. Because being up here, you're going to struggle to like connect to people, specifically when your Valk's going to run out in like just a second. But obviously lovely heals on the echo like I mentioned. It's stuff like this. Alright, you don't need to rotate here. Okay, sure, your Valk's running out, but that's fine. You can literally just stay here with your team and use this window. The Ryan's rotated away. The Mercy's here. I'm hoping she's gonna be able to GA up in a sec. I think she does. So you can just play here really, really nice and safely, you know, just like play around here. You can just use your angelic descent, and then as you kind of like fall away, you can just like do a cancel J in, or you can like do a little bit of like a wall bounce to get yourself back up like to a little bit more of a higher height. You could just play here. You rotating here is basically leaving your team like on its own for a while, and you want to basically try and be with them as much as possible. So obviously end up dying. I like how you rotated, but I would have rotated outside again. What you could do is you could put your beam on the ram and then do like a wall bounce to get around to where you are. Because once again, like flying through the point is going to cause you to have a lot of damage. But I love this though. Okay, as soon as this this Reaper dies, you now need to be going to look for a res. You currently have two options at this very moment in time, although I think Echoes is going to run out in just a second. But you have both Echoes and baps here that you are able to res, okay? As soon as you know it's safe and you have that GA back, you now need to basically go and res. Because you end up just like taking it a second just to see whether like, oh, should I res, should I not? It's better if you just can. Nice damage boost though. Obviously you do end up like capping it up a little bit more, which is really, really nice. Obviously backing up to Echo, which is great. Lovely use of the high grounds again as well. Just be careful of like, there we are. Nice rotation to get yourself to safety. Okay. I very rarely position myself on this high ground, okay? Especially when it's the enemy one. What would have been a better rotation here is to rotate up onto like this platform if like you desperately wanted to, alright? But to be honest, you should just be kind of just like trying to play around your echo but helping your team when you need, right? So let's just quickly I'm just gonna roll it back a sec so we can look at it properly. So obviously this is you. Okay, so this is you going to the echo now, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so beautiful. I love this. This is great. And I like you using this high ground at this very moment in time because you know nobody's going to be there. All right, we spot the Sojourn. Great movement to get away from her. But now you have to think, okay, the Sojourn has been here. Where is she going to go? She can slide up to the high grounds or she can slide away to her team. Sojourns, the majority of the time, will want to take advantage on this high ground and stuff, right? So that's exactly what she's done. So, and even though your BAPs here don't, like, you know, you basically here just want to follow, like, where your Echo's going to go, all right? So obviously we follow Echo. And then we end up like standing on it and taking a lot of damage that we don't need to. So I would literally, if you need obviously to help your BAP here, you literally just kind of cancel your GA and then just like fall down like down the side and help your BAP because nobody's pushing in this like main bit right now. So I would literally just like I would just fall down here and just kind of like heal up your BAP and then obviously try and find out where your Echo's going after that, okay? But we'll keep going. Obviously you managed to escape down, which is really, really nice. Obviously nice position away. I'm a little bit confused, like why you're looking around here. Like, I'd understand if they had like a Sombra or someone like a Tracer, for example. But this Reaper is very rarely wanting to kind of like TP back here. Okay, Reapers on this point tend to TP onto high grounds. So he'll try and TP up here. He'll try and TP like over here. It's very, very rare that they'll want to TP kind of around here. And even then, you can hear it like you did earlier, rather than just like actually looking for it. All right. So just try to kind of like keep your eye on your team some more and be sure like just kind of, you know, just keep that uptime looking at them so you don't end up missing out on something. Once again, great rotation up onto the high ground. But I feel as though like as soon as you get onto this high ground, I feel like you're just very, very lost, right? Because like you get yourself in this like good position and you're like, okay, where's my team? Okay, so when you make rotations like this, and then obviously your Echo's here, you can see obviously the Sojourn's like down here and stuff like that. What I would do is I would essentially just kind of help your Echo, and then maybe just GA like onto the point for a second, or maybe like out like around here or something. Just trying just to make sure that you're staying with this Echo. Okay, but obviously we're doing really nice surviving right now. Lovely damage boost on the Mei. Okay, let's see whether we could do something here. I feel as though it would have been good if you just stayed with like the Echo and stuff, but obviously, you know, we've taken the path of going round. But do you see what I mean with the Echo? It's like the Echo goes up and attacks, and you're not there to kind of follow up and help with that damage, because obviously, what's it called? And I don't know whether it would have killed her, because obviously it got her to like half HP, but maybe if like you were there to help, it would have been a lot better. But obviously we go up to this high ground, which is really, really nice. And then we get a little bit lost, but it's fine. Okay, we end up rotating to Mei, which is great. Okay, we should have just basically, instead of just hanging about with this Mei, like floating about like this, you had your J up. Before this Mei puts up her wall, you want to basically use a slingshot and get yourself to here. The reason is because you know the Sojourn's chasing you after she's already started shooting at you like all the way up here. So she's either going to stay up here and spray you down from here, or she's going to do like she did, which is drop down. So what you want to do is you want to basically try and get yourself as far away as you can, as quickly as you can, okay? So essentially you want to like GA where she was, GA around this corner, and then you can still help her here. But we'll see, obviously, you do end up like dying, which is really, really unfortunate. And then everyone ends up kind of falling, and I'm guessing they will cap it and win probably at this point. You still have your Mei alive. Yeah. So it's just unfortunate, but so because I feel as though like your B management is really, really good. Like normal, obviously. We haven't really like had chance to res anyone apart from that one, but you know it was a nice safe res when you end up doing it, which is nice. We need to work on being a bit more present in the team fights. Like obviously, I know that you want to position yourself like really, really like safely and out of the way. But at the same time, we still like need to position ourselves safely, but still be present in the team fights too. So I'm just quickly skip it forward to when you're coming out. Obviously, I had a Lucio speed out, which is really, really nice. And we've got ourselves a Pharah now. Basically, it's that same comp that we have a Pharah instead of the Echo. So once again, lovely like use of like covers and stuff like that. This is great. Lovely GA. Loving this cover. Obviously, we've got Lucio and Mercy, which I would never ever recommend as a support comp. The reasoning for this is because, especially in like lower ranks and stuff, and like mid ranks as well, it's very, very low healing for your team. It means that your team has to basically be very, very coordinated and also have like a high amount of damage going in, and you need to make sure that your damage boost in pretty much as you can. It does also mean that you need to heal some more, but that's fine. Obviously, lovely with your Pharah. Nice ping. Just once again, just try to make sure that you're staying with your Pharah, okay? I feel as though like I feel as though you feel very uneasy with playing with Pharahs and Echoes. It seems like on this game. Like for example, instead of just flinging yourself like to these like high grounds and stuff like that, with this Pharah here, you could literally just stay with her and just hold your angelic descent and just like slowly let yourself like down here. And then if she lowers, you can like lower to the ground as well, or you can like, and you can also like cancel your GAs and stuff to kind of like keep yourself at this height. Okay, you don't need to be constantly like, flinging yourself between these two high grounds when you can actually at this moment in time just use this cover and it will keep you connected more. Like I do love your use of cover, do not get me wrong, but it's just you can literally spend so much more time like flying about behind. See, we backed off a lot again. Like, I can't really fault you on your movement right now because obviously your moving is really, really nice. It's just, I feel as though you're moving into places that are way, way too safe at certain points. Right, I'm gonna watch this entire, like, last, like, 20 seconds in this kind of mode, right? Because already you're backing yourself way too far off. You can literally back off up here, like using this high ground over here, like you were doing before, because you backing off all the way over here is basically meaning that you're not present for any of these people when your beam disconnects like this, okay? So obviously you do end up going back in, which is nice, end up with a Pharah. This is how you should be playing, like this, for this entire like section here. Just play this pillar, play underneath here with your angelic descent, and just keep on like kind of cancelling and uncancelling instead of like flying about like down here, because there is nothing attacking you right now to be down here. This is the issue, right? There is no threat because you have this May wall out. I would actually maybe just be, instead of damage boosting the Pharah, I would maybe start damage boosting one of these lots to try and like get rid of this Winston a little bit quicker. And obviously we end up flying over. This rotation's fine. This rotation's good because obviously, you know, you're trying to help out, which is great. We end up dropping. This should have been a basically GA and then jump over to here to continue following this Pharah, because it's the same thing again. We are trying to once again protect your own kind of health, when in reality you can just follow your Pharah and be really, really safe by just flinging yourself around here, because you're out of range of that Winston. Obviously your team is still focusing on this Winston, and it means that you can allow your Pharah to engage some more onto like whoever's trying. I think yeah, is trying to focus like these guys over here. All right, so we backed off, and it also means that you would be present for this barrage too. But, you know, we end up healing people up at the end, which is really, really nice. And I'll go back to you now. Do you see what I mean, though? Where it's like, you're playing so far away from your team. It's almost like you're taking playing safe to a new level. Which, you know, I respect that you want to play this safe and stuff. That's really, really great. But try to, when you know, you're doing stuff like this to like not play as safe. Like, it's fine for you to rotate, like, to these places, like, obviously, you know, when you see the Sojourn peak and stuff like that, like this. That's great, this is fine. But the majority of the time, instead of just, like, flinging yourself, like, to these high ground and stuff like that, just use Angelic Descent some more and, like, hug these, like, walls and stuff like that. Try and keep yourself present a little bit more. Obviously, going to go and help with the Ram Annihilation, which is nice. Still happy with Annihilation, which is fine. That's just really unfortunate. Foul count, which is nice. Nice damage boost. See, like, that was better a little bit. There's just certain points where you're flinging yourself out too far and away from your team, right? You just need to kind of figure out kind of where is the good positioning at that general moment in time, and not just in general like where the good positioning is. So just kind of like trust in like your Pharah and like where she wants to peek from and stuff like that. And just play like a little bit more aggressive. Oh, your Pharah seems really nice as well. Right, I'm gonna skip it forward. Right, so we have kind of switched up the comp a little bit now where we have an Orisa. But it's fine because you have the BAP. So it's all good. So nice position already right now. This is great. You could literally just stay on that high ground there up until your like Pharah basically wants to rotate. I like that rotation. That is a very, very nice rotation. But it's the same thing again, right? As soon as you rotate, just cancel it about here, this GA, and then just like, what's it called? Hover around this statue here, but like keep your beam on. You can even hover around like this one too. You just want to hover around these pillars because you kind of like dropping down here and to help your BAP, it's putting your Pharah in a very vulnerable position when she can very much kill this Junkrat like straight away if you're here to help her, alright? So obviously we're back with her, which is great. This is a very, very prime example right now, right? Where it's just you're back, like look how far away you are from this fight now. You know, it's like if what you should have done is instead of slingshot yourself all the way here, literally cancel your GA so you can stay with this Pharah. The Pharah will move over. You have that shortened cooldown because if people don't know, whenever you're focusing a Pharah, always try to kind of like cancel your GAs instead of just like going out and slingshotting about and everything. If you cancel your GA, it allows you to keep that 1.5 second GA cooldown instead of if you go slingshot and do other stuff where it'll increase it depending on how long you end up doing it for. But it's roughly about like 2.5 seconds depending on what text you basically use. So you basically want to just cancel your GA around here or even just like hover about here. And then when your Pharah goes to rotate, then you can rotate with her and rotate up to like these pillars. If you need to, just hover around here. You just need to be more present within the fights and stuff. Because now you're already like out of like GA range and stuff. So you obviously go and help Orisa. Love how you leave the healing for your BAP. That is great. Obviously get up to half HP so she's safe enough. Helping Pharah, which is great. That's a fine rotation. Nice res. But as soon as you res, you need to be looking for where your Pharah is. Because a lot of the time, especially if you're not queued like with the Pharah, if you're solo queue, the Pharah will just go in aggressive without knowing. So be sure to kind of like ping this res and then go for it like straight away. Just to kind of like your Pharah know. And then be looking out for where this Pharah is before like you exit. Because obviously Pharah is going to be your main kind of blue beam for all this. Obviously helping Orisa, which is fine. Lovely good to help with the rest of the barrage as well, which is fine. Leave all that healer to your BAP. Like if you want to help Orisa there, you just damage boost her. You need to follow up. Okay. I was about to say you need to follow up on your Pharah here. careful with people with low graphics, by the way. They can't actually, like, see them bushes too great. I know that you're on PC, Kazu, so obviously I'm just trying to give that little piece of advice there. Obviously on console it doesn't really matter because you can't increase or decrease settings and stuff. Love how you're playing right now though. This is fine playing like this, especially when your team is like all safe like this. Love how you've gone to Valk here though. Lovely damage boost. My only thing is your BAP. You kind of like not had LOS on your BAP. You're very kind of tunnel visioned here. I'm just going to quickly rewind it just to kind of like show you what I mean. So obviously letting your team know that you have all. Love how you're positioned here. This is beautiful positioning. Like playing like underneath this cover while still helping your Pharah. That's great, okay? When you pop this Valk, be sure to have sight on like, or like know where everyone is fully, right? So what you could do is you can like back off like a little bit and play more like towards like here maybe. So you're blocking LOS of like pretty much everyone. Because then you'll have eyes on this Baptiste that is being focused by the Symmetro, right? You should also be able to like to hear it a little bit with like the beam and everything when it's hitting someone. So be sure to just kind of like listen out to that, because I love obviously that you're going to go damage boost as a Orisa roll, but right now you need to be focusing on this Baptiste instead, because the Orisa is fine and the Orisa is like quite healthy, and normally a lot of the time the Orisa ult isn't going to get a pick. It's just actually there just to kind of like zone people away. So it's fine obviously you go to damage boost, but I think in reality we should be going to go and help the BAP instead. So BAP ends up falling, Orisa pulls her ult, and I don't think she gets anyone. No. Back to Pharah and everyone, which is great. Can't do anything about that. Love how you position yourself like really out of the way though. We Blizzard. It gets. Well, okay, this is not a Blizzard opportunity. Okay, whenever you see it's like two people like this, I would just recommend just get yourself out. Now I don't know why the May Blizzard like used her Blizzard here. Unless if obviously she wants to switch, which I'm hoping she will. This is very like, okay, we're just gonna chuck it in. It's weird. Essentially, what I would do here is as soon as like that May, like I would like be trying to help my May out. If May goes in to go and commit with the Blizzard there, that is not your fault and that is not your problem. You just carry on just backing out and then get out basically. But it's all good. But you do end up like staggering yourself with the May. It's just unfortunate, but it's fine. We'll respawn like very, very quickly and we'll see what happens. Obviously, gotta go and meet up with our Pharah in a second. Just cancel your GA, just stay on that high ground a little bit there, but that's alright. Obviously, commit like saying got the thing, which is great. Okay, instead of being like really, really cautious, like, oh my gosh, is the sim going to go here? Try to think where else you can reposition, alright? It's because it's fine for you to kind of like be looking here and think, oh my gosh, if she's here, if your Pharah is playing like this angle. But your Pharah is playing over here. Right? So instead of like just staying here, as soon as that Pharah makes that rotation, you GA and rotate with her. Come and drop down here, or like probably down here is probably your best bet. You can rotate to this ground if you want to as well. Just because right now you're being very paranoid for no reason to be paranoid, alright? We rotate back round, which is really nice. That's fine that you take this rotation right now. You need to keep your eye on your Pharah. Like, everyone around here is pretty healthy. And your Pharah is wanting to go in aggressive against some people. So just follow in with your Pharah here. Lovely rotation. Lovely damage boost. Can't do anything about that. You did the absolutely right thing. Lovely res in the lamp. Cannot fault you on that. That is really, really nice. Lovely damage boost on people as well while being resed. This position is great. What you've got here. This is like that positioning round here. This is perfect. This is exactly what you want during the team fights. You want to be present yet safe. This is the perfect position in here. All right. But we'll keep going. Nice rotation round when the Mercy gets there, because you never know whether someone's gonna bow you or not. Okay, same thing again. You can literally just cancel your GA, because what's going to happen is your Pharah wants to start pressuring people that are coming back from spawn. You literally just have to cancel your GA and just hold here. Hold this pillar with her. Okay? Because you GAing all the way back here again is once again going to leave your team without you. Okay? We'll keep going. They end up helping Orisa, which is nice. So I feel like this all kind of just comes to like it all kind of feels like that you're playing a bit too safe, but also it feels like that you're kind of struggling to know where the Pharah is going to attack from. Now obviously this is something that just kind of comes with time, with focusing more Pharahs and stuff like that, of where they like will want to peek from and stuff like that. So it's sadly nothing that you can like really like not really help with. Lovely damage boost though. I would literally just stay here. In this scenario, what's going to happen is everyone wants to either roll back to the point to try and help the Ramattra. If you stay here and out of the LOS of this Ramattra, it like the ult is not going to hit you. So you can literally just stay up on here and just block the LOS with this pillar here. Okay? So you rotate round, which is nice. You should have been with your Pharah here. It's all good. Damage boost. I would res. Okay. As soon as you see this Reaper backing away like this, so what you need to do is basically when this Res is full HP, just stick that damage boost on, and then essentially as soon as this Reaper backs away like this, and obviously there's only like the Mercy and there's a Moira coming back. This Moira cannot kill you while you res. She doesn't have enough damage when, especially when you're like full HP like you are. Just come in and just res here. May obviously ends up falling. Nice that you didn't go and res there. Lovely hiding from the tire. Nice res as well there. And it's just the same thing, right? Where you're just like, this time is actually too bad, to be fair. So yeah, so overall, Kazu, I love your damage. The majority of the time, your damage boost and healing beams are really, really good. Your res is majority of the time really, really good. You just need to do it quicker or just be a little bit more like, I'm going to res, like a little bit more committing with it, alright? The main thing I can give advice to you right now is try to not play as passively as you are. As in fling yourself out of the team fight when you don't need to. The other time that you need to fling yourself out of the team fight like you have been doing is if you're really, really weak and you need that self-regen and there's nobody that's going to be able like to basically like chase after you like a Sombra or like a Tracer, for example, right? So I think it all kind of comes down to you not kind of having that experience with pockets and Pharahs. So unfortunately, I can't really give you homework to like, what's it called? Like, focus on pockets and Pharahs because unfortunately, like, just kind of like comes with time. The more you play with Pharahs like themselves and stuff like that. But maybe like try and like watch some of like Mercy content or like Mercy videos of Mercy plays pockets and Pharahs. Now, this isn't like League pockets and Pharahs. No. This is like, if you check out people like obviously myself on my own videos. There's also Ellie Zhao as well, Skieski as well, probably have a lot of like gameplay videos. I can recommend so many like other like Mercy players, like Gulpy. I can recommend, there's so many, you know, for like watching videos and stuff of, you know, because they will have videos up on their page of pockets and Pharahs, and it will show you how you can best pocket Pharahs and still like stay with them rather than like backing off as much as you can and kind of like not so much abandoning your team but just playing very, very far back and passive. So we just need to play a little bit more aggressively. But yeah, thank you guys so much for everyone on YouTube that has been watching. Once again, you can get your own VOD views. They offer 5,000 channel points on my Twitch, and I do the channel. I do the VODs on Mondays. I will re-record them like this, obviously if there's issues or, you know, just stuff like that basically. And then I do my own streams on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays as well. That's all like my own gameplay. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all really enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye.